of the important ways they can get their economy going. This is the same motivation in EU, European Union, Germany, West Germany to absorb East Germany, European Union to absorb Eastern Europe, and so on. But those are relatively temporary solutions, because if the fertility rate comes down, the young become old very fast, right? This is where, while the youth have every right to arrogance of youth, it has to be tempered, because I think from my school days, I still remember a Gujarati poem ke "Am viti tujhe vit se dili bapudiya." So you get, while you can get that particular initial stimulus to growth, you easily can later on are going to have to face the aging problem as well. And this is where we can explain why Japan took demographic advantage, grew fast, and then Korea did, then China. China has got another 5 years. After that, they will decline very rapidly. And then India has got until about 2035. So we have got that much time to prepare. And it's not that because you have young people, you can always grow. One part of the Naxal movement that Kripai talked about, one aspect is that if you have so many young people, if you don't provide them the productive livelihoods and reasonable life, then they can be misled into doing things that are destructive not only for themselves but for the society. We are seeing that in jihad, in the Islamic youth, where if Islamic countries, those Islamic countries that are progressive, moderate, are wanting to grow, are occupying their people in relatively simple things like making money and improving their lives, they are not facing this problem. But those countries like Pakistan and Bangladesh, who are not development oriented, their elites are not development oriented, they are facing a lot of these problems because they cannot get their youth to get into the right perspective and to improve. So for India, our demographic advantage is a double-edged sword. We have got a lot of young people, so we can grow very fast. Young people form families, so they will buy a house, they will buy other assets, they will be ambitious in improving their lives, so there will be a lot of economic activity generated, which is going to save us from the worst impact of the global crisis, because we have a balanced economy, but there is a lot of domestic demand, as well as we have the external sector. It is not just external sector that is keeping us as the other export-dependent economies have. So that is, but what if our economy and our society is not providing them the livelihoods that are needed to improve their life? Now, why I use the word livelihood is because the old concept of employment, that you just go, when I graduated in 1959 from high school, and in 1963 from doing my BA from Siddharth College in Mumbai, we had very, very few options as to what career we'll take or where we will go for jobs. But today, the young people have got the whole world and all kinds of technologies that are available. Even though I come from a very conservative Kachhi, Bhatia, Vaishnav community, our children now go into becoming chef in the hotels. They are going into advertising, into every type of occupation that you can think of, which a old Kachhi Bhatia people will never do. So now there are a lot of opportunities, but these are not always formal employer-employee relationships. These are livelihoods, and how you create livelihoods, that will require require not just the leadership part, but as part of it, entrepreneurship part, that you will have to generate that kind of a livelihood and team up with others, work well with others to get that team which may be flexible in your career so that you can have a reasonably good standard of living. And that kind of creating those opportunities should be an important aspect of public policy. That's why we would like states to not provide jobs, which was the old concept. In Egypt, for example, at one stage, every graduate from the university was given a job in the government as an automatic right. And then Egypt find out that they can't afford it, productivity is low, there is no entrepreneurship, no knowledge, no way to reduce the inputs and create value. They were only looking at the bureaucratic careers. And any society, even in India, if you take a state like Orissa, where civil servants are the top of the society in terms of the elites, those societies cannot really grow. You need entrepreneurs in the right type of entrepreneurs, not those who are rent-seeking entrepreneurs. The right type of entrepreneurs who are applying knowledge economy to try to do things better. Those kind of people can earn livelihood in anything and are not reliant always on the former employer-employee relationship. As part of my work as an independent director on the Excel crop care, once we went to a field, मैं सौराष्ट्र में गया तो हमारी टीम में एक खेडूत હતો तो हमारी પાસે આવ્યો અને કહ્યું કે આ જે મરચું છે એ મરચું વાંકું છે સ્ટ્રેટ નથી અને એમાં કલર બરાબર આવતો નથી કે બે ત્રણ કલર આવી જાય છે and so on. I will pay for the consultant who can teach me how to get a straight mirchi with a consistent color. And so we asked why. Well, I mean, we knew why, but he said, well, because I can get 15 to 20% higher price if the mirchi is consistent and straight, rather than this. So you have to apply knowledge. Now, what is a knowledge economy? If you want to do anything, even if you want to sweep this room, suppose you start, તમે બારણા પાસેથી કરવાનું try કરો, so by the time you get there and trace your thing, you are going to dirty the place again, right? So you got to start from, there is a certain engineering, certain way of managing, you are applying different branches of knowledge to undertake a particular task in a proper way. And that is the real essence of knowledge economy. There is no work that is so small where you can't apply knowledge economy. You don't require computers, you don't require fancy things. It's the application of different branches of knowledge. And we know, for example, that we can send European Union's spacecraft to space, but we cannot organize a good taxi line or a proper traffic management at Chhatrapati Shivaji Airport in Mumbai.
Let us apply Mirchi knowledge to our life. If you are not teda, straight, and if you are stable in your appearance, then your price will be 15% more.
Actually, increasingly, management research is showing that the skills are going to be needed. So, but each young person is competing with the other young person. Now, if you think of the information asymmetry, you may know you are good, but how does the employer or somebody else whom you are trying to impress, or if you have entrepreneurship idea, the technology venture fund or other people who may fund you, how do they know you are good? and that information